Hi, I'm Katie Riley. I'm 21 years old, originally from the northeast of England, but now living in Hong Kong.
Well, it was always a big part of our life. Both of my parents are big foodies. They love to cook. They always taught me from a young age as well. My grandma played a big part in teaching me to bake, and you know, I always used to love to have my own cooking show. When I was young, I would set everything out in the little bowls, all chopped and pre-prepared perfectly, and then I'd be like, okay, add this. My personal journeys continued from there. I always had a curiosity about food. I like to try new things, you know, and all about just opening a cookbook and having a go at it, even if I've never tried it. I think it's a great creative outlet for me, you know. I love to play around with different flavours and different foods. I think that it really brings people together. I don't think there's anything better than sitting down over something that you created with your friends and sharing it and seeing the joy that it brings to them, you know? I love that. It's such a social thing. I never find cooking a chore actually, even if it's like late at night and I'm making dinner, I always enjoy it.
I think travel is one of the most important things because you really get to see new cultures, you get to experience new ways of being and new ways of doing things that you may never have seen before. I think that it's so important in life to have our beliefs challenged, and I think that's what travel does. It opens your eyes and really makes you see new things. So Hong Kong's an amazing, like crazy place. It really is East meets West. Has a lot of British influence from their time here, but you know, for me, I love it because every time I go out, even though I've been here for 2 years, I'll still see something new that, you know, I've not seen before, and it really challenges how I think about things. In terms of food, Hong Kong is amazing, and actually being here in Asia, we've been able to travel to Thailand and to the Philippines and Malaysia, and all those different places have really influenced how I cook and how I see food. I've tasted new things, I've seen completely new ways of bringing ingredients together, and it's really influenced what I do. I love to try cooking with local ingredients that I've sometimes never even seen before, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but I think that's important. It's part of the journey to experiment and to be a little bit adventurous with what you're doing and the way you go about it.
So now I'm going to make a focaccia bread. First, I have 310 mils of warm water in a jug, and it needs to be warm because that's what activates the yeast. And we're going to add 1 sachet, which is 7 grams of dried fast action yeast, to the water, along with 2 teaspoons of caster sugar and 2 tablespoons of a good quality extra virgin olive oil. The olive oil is really important because it brings a nice richness to the bread. So I'm adding the yeast and the sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. What should happen is you start to see the yeast frothing the mixture. That means the yeast's working. And then soon what we'll do is put our hands in and start kneading it and bringing it together into a nice elastic dough. Bring in the excess flour that hasn't come into the dough yet. And it's quite a sticky dough because it has that olive oil in. But that's what you want. Don't add any extra flour because it becomes heavy. And at this point, when it's nicely in a ball, we're going to turn it out onto the table and knead it on the table. So it's been a little over 45 minutes and the dough's definitely proved well. You can see how much bigger it is than it was. And then we're just going to knead it, just like I said before. You push and then fold it and then turn and then push and keep repeating like that. You want to put strength into it when you're kneading it to make sure it's nice and elastic. So the dough's proofed for its final 20 minutes. And if you take a look, you can see that it's almost doubled in size again. It really gets big, nice and big. So now what we're going to do is add the toppings, if any, if you would like. What we want to do is just sprinkle some nice extra virgin olive oil across the top. You can do this with a pastry brush if you want, or however you prefer. And then we're going to sprinkle it with some high-grade rock salt. And I decided just to add a little bit of dried rosemary. If you have fresh, that's much better actually, but I don't have any at the moment. And then now what we do is, for the finishing touches, we just push some holes in to help the bread cook through nicely and to give it a pretty look at the end. And then it's going to go into the oven, preheated to 200 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes until it has a nice golden crust. And then the way you can check that it's done and cooked well throughout is you lift it up and knock on the bottom, and you're listening out for a hollow sound. So I'm just going to go and put this in the oven now.
So my bread's all done now. It baked for around 30 minutes because I wanted to get it a little bit more golden. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm just going to try with the balsamic. It's really good. The sweetness of the balsamic goes really well with the olive oil taste. It's good. Turned out well. I'm really happy. So I'm gonna go have some lunch at my favorite Hong Kong canteen. Hong Kong does amazing fast food. Literally, they've got it covered. Super yummy. Here they do lots of noodles with different meats. Let's go see what they've got. So I've ordered one of my favourite local Hong Kong dishes. It's wonton mee with some beef and it's a really classic inside the wonton is shrimp and ground pork. I can show you. Take a bite. I don't know, but I like to do it anyway. And do it. Inside, but it's shrimp, there's the shrimp and then the ground pork. It's really tasty together. And the wonton skin is like a bacon dumpling. It's really delicious. And here we have veggies as well. It's called toy sauce. It's like a Chinese cabbage. I'm Katie Riley, and this is my life as a food hero.